Welcome, everybody, to Xchange, the nexus where Filipino business owners and budding startups converge. Here, we will dive deep into a reservoir of insights, strategies, and tales of resilience that resonate with the heart and hustle of every Pinoy entrepreneur. From the bustling markets of Divisoria to the innovative hubs of BGC, we traverse the diverse business landscapes of the Philippines. Whether you're weaving dreams in small venture stores or coding the next big tech solution, Xchange is your guide to navigating the dynamic waters of Filipino commerce. So join us as we celebrate the spirit, challenges, and triumphs of businesses in the Philippines. I am Mack Comandante. I'm an international trainer and coach. I'm the founder of Exoasia Innovation Hub and several other startups. Today, we're navigating the intricate corridors of the Republic Acts 11293 and 11337. Jhaze Asuncion Partnership Director for Evodine Company Builder is joining us. But before we begin, allow me to recognize our sponsors. We have Exoasia Innovation Hub, Success Academy Learning Solutions, Delta Prime, Southeast Asia Capital, Exponential Traction, Comandante Consultancy, Game Changer Funnel, and Vast Media. And finally, before we begin, I have a favor to ask of everybody. You see, we're able to invite amazing people here in this channel because of its subscribers, which is you. So do kindly hit the subscribe button and share this channel. Back to the show. Jhaze, welcome to Xchange.
Hi, thank you, Mac, for having me. Great to be here with you.
Hey, Jhaze, before we dive in, kindly introduce yourself, Jhaze. Just a bit about your background.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jhaze Asuncion. I work with the Department of Science and Technology, the Department of Trade and Industry, Department of Information Communications Technology, CHED as well as with the number of universities. I'm a startup ecosystem builder. I help the government set up the incubators and the accelerators set up by the government to boost our innovation ecosystem.
I want to dive deep immediately. So let's talk about Republic Act 11293, which is an act that is an act adopting innovation vital component of countries' development policies to drive inclusive development, promote the growth and national competitiveness of micro, small, and medium enterprises, appropriating funds thereof and for other purposes. Now, its intent, Jace, seems to be quite broad, and this Republic Act is also known as the Philippine Innovation Act. Now, Jace, can you please shed light on some of the salient points of this act?
At its core, no, RA 11293 or Philippine Innovation Act, or for our colleagues, we call it PIA, are fostering the innovation from the core of the government because the lead here is NEDA, or the National Economic Development Authority. And the key features is the establishment of the National Innovation Council, led by the president, endorsing the creation of innovation funds and encouraging public-private partnerships.
Anong kasama ng implementing rules and regulations nito, Jace? Can you please clarify that part? How is this act being implemented?
So the IRR of this Republic Act, or PIA, is to operationalize the framework. They delineate the role of each government agency. For example, of course, NEDA leads the implementation of PIA, and it works with different government and agencies such as DOST, DTI, DICT, and the local governments, as well as state universities and colleges.
Okay. So if there's one thing that we understand about this act, what would that be? Kasi ang dami niyang features, di ba? And again, it also talks about innovation. So, and maybe we'd like to discuss as well, ano ba ibig sabihin ng innovation to begin with?
Yes, the core of the PIA is for the government to adopt innovation. Then, good question. We're analyzing and starting from the definition of what is innovation. So, basically, innovation should be good for the planet, for the people, and for profit. Meaning to say, somebody should be buying or willing to shed out the cash or the cost of this innovation for them to adapt it.
That's great. I think you're also referring there to sustainability at the same time, di ba? So parang sustainable innovation. Now, Jace, when you talk about innovation, is it about making something new? Ganun ba ibig sabihin nun?
Definitely not. When we talk about innovation, it's basically improving what's already there and its uh, usability, its efficiency, and its contribution to the profits or to the income of people using or utilizing this technology.
That's a great distinction there. So, innovation, therefore, is about making an existing product, service, make it better, or it could be about the business model of a company, making it more efficient, making creating better user interfaces to improve the experience of the end customers. But at the same time, it's not just for the sake of improvement, but rather it should be good for people, planet, and at the end of the day, it provides profit for companies as well. No? So that's our distinction for innovation. So I'd like to recognize as well those who are watching us live right now. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us in. Or if you're watching this on replay, type there in the comments box hashtag replay. This is our, in a way, trial run for the stream and for the podcast, but we want to make sure that we are able to add value to you as well. So that's why we have Jace here, because this channel is for entrepreneurs, it's for business owners, it's for startup owners, or anybody and everybody who are interested to contribute to that ecosystem. Whether it's about building capital, if you are someone who would like to start a business of your own, you come here so that you would be able to get ideas, whether it's about getting capital, improving operations, or it's about scaling your venture along the way. All right. So, Jace, balik tayo sa'yo. This time, let's talk about the Innovative Startup Act. And this is Republic Act 11337. Okay, which
Yep.
is legislated with the aim to provide incentives and remove constraints aimed at encouraging the establishment and operation of innovative new businesses, which are crucial to their growth and expansion, and to strengthen, promote, and develop an ecosystem of businesses and government and non-government institutions that foster an innovative entrepreneurial culture in the Philippines. Wow! That was a mouthful. Okay. Ano ba ibig sabihin nitong ano, Jace? Itong Republic Act na to, it seems to be more startup-centric.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mac, no? Baka kasalanan din namin yan. I'm grateful and honored to be part of the RA 11337, or what we call ISA, or the Innovative Startup Act. The main concept of the Startup Act is to help our startups be able to access funding, assistance, and make the legality of the government assisting startups, because before this law, it is prohibited for the government offices to assist directly to private companies. That's why in the past, as you could see, most of the assistance of the government is through associations. But through the Startup Act, it enables government agencies to help the companies directly and provide assistance in terms of grant, in terms of promotion, as well as matching funds or matching investments.
So, in addition to the ARR, Jace, for this, can you please expound on that? What are some of the specifics that startup owners may need to know and they can consider as they develop or they ideate and launch their startups as well?
The RA 11337 provides perks for startups such as tax break, ease of business registration, access to startup venture fund, where the government co-invest, as well as it also opens international talent to join the startup and be able to get a visa, residency visa, while working with the startup. This also encourages international venture capitalists and international investors to invest their funding or investments in our startups by the government providing a counterpart or match funding to lower the risk of investing into these startups.
So ibig sabihin, yeah, may mga kasama government agencies, Jace. So can you please expound on these government agencies and what are their roles?
So, first, no, the Department of Information Communications Technology is focused on the ICT projects, and mainly they are on the ideation stage, where they do and provide the design thinking and igniting the imagination of these entrepreneurs, as well as some kids from the schools and from the grassroots in the provinces to generate new idea, new solutions to address problems in the society. While the Department of Science and Technology provides assistance in terms of the creation of their minimum viable product or their MVP and progressing the technology readiness level of startups from TRL3 to 5 or even 6, while the Department of Trade and Industry assist in the promotion of startups in the international landscape and seek investment to these mature startups. Part of that as well is that DTI plays a pivotal role in promoting ease of doing business for startups. They handle registration perks and connect startups with potential market opportunities as well abroad.
Ibig sabihin, yeah, so there's a flow to this, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin, initially the DICT first comes in the picture
Yes.
and they support tech startups, correct? So I think that word, that first word there is important. It has to be a tech startup, right?
Tech.
So and what does that mean? You're using technology so that then you get to innovate, because again, it's just impossible to scale and grow much faster without the aid of technology, right? So technology in this case creates a leverage.
Yeah. And Mac, added to that is that technology does not mean only ICT or information communications technology. It includes
Mm,
also deep tech. When we talk about deep tech, it means artificial intelligence, blockchain, water technologies, physical
mm,
or like chemical, and other pharma technologies. So
mm.
let's not think that it's only for ICT technologies, but it's also for natural sciences and different fields of technology.
Thank you, Jace, for clearing that up. So, DICT muna, tapos sasaluhin naman siya ni DOST, followed by DTI.
UST.
That's the flow, right?
Yep.
As the
Yes.
startup would mature, as they are able to validate their problem and solution fit and market and pricing fit. Okay. Now, I understand, Jace, that the government or DOST is also sponsoring the creation of technology business incubators, right? Can you please expound on that?
Actually, entrepreneurs these days, Mac, are very, very uh, lucky, no? Because during our time, Gen X and the border millennials, during our time when we want to do business, we don't get the community to support us in our journey. But by setting up these incubators or the technology business incubators by the Department of Science and Technology, they are there to hone the startups. It's a community that is helping them to refine their idea, create their minimum viable product, match them with customer, and at the same time prepare them to write their proposals for the startup grant fund.
So what can startups expect as they work with TBIs? At saka nasan ba 'tong mga TBI na 'to, Jace?
So much of these technology incubators, Mac, are with the universities. Of course, we started it in UP Diliman and in Los Baños, UP Cebu, and the system, UP system. Now, also expands in Batangas State University and MSU-IIT. Those are the OGs, and of course, De La Salle University are with us from the start. Now we have expanded also to the other universities. Of course, the top universities in Metro Manila and also in the other provinces.
Mm.
Congratulations to the Department of Science and Technology that they have expanded to more than 50 to almost like 60 universities now nationwide.
Galing, no? So, shout out natin kay Chief Russell Pile at saka Edward, no? Edward Paul. Ano apelido nga ni Paul nga? Ni Edward.
Edward Paul Apigo.
Ayun! Edward
Yan.
Paul Apico.
And
Engineer
of
Edward Paul
course,
Apico.
the support of Director Eric Paringit of
Mm,
Pishard, and of course the previous USEC for R&D, USEC Gev,
mm.
uh, USEC Guevara, and Secretary Boy de la Peña. Now with all the support of our Secretary Rene Solidum. So we are
Mm.
continuously expanding to support the startups not only in the major
Yeah,
cities but also in the provinces.
yeah. And shout out na rin to our friends in DICT, no? Kina Direk Emmy, right? Kina Secretary as well, kina
Yusek Jusel and
yes, yes,
Yusek
yes.
David Armirol. Um, and of course, ang basbas ng ating Secretary Ivan, thank you so much for the support to the startup ecosystem and of course, digitizing the Philippines continuously and equipping our startups to um, mano to mano in battling the international competition of startups and technology providers.
So, in relation, Jace, to Evodine, you're part of Evodine. What is Evodine? And anong interplay nito in relation to the different TBIs and the ecosystem?
Evodine is actually an evidence-based, outcome-driven, investable enterprises. So, I'm sorry, it's a mouthful content, no? Me coming from the academe, then working for the government, now transitioning to my private, which is with Evodine and Exoasia, uh, continuing to fill in the gaps and connecting the dots in the startup ecosystem. Evodin is here to support each startup as well as the incubators to hone and prepare them to the investments and rigorously preparing them for due diligence and bringing up the framework of really launching the startup and producing the evidence that they know what they are doing and they are able to match themselves to proper mentors who knows what they are doing as well as to investors that are verified in the ecosystem.
Nice. Thank you, Jay. So, Evodine stands for Evidence Based, Outcome Driven, Investable Enterprise, and it is a company builder. So, how does Evodine help the TBIs, Jace?
Evodine and the TBI works together in terms of program uh, as well as in terms of matching with the mentors and the startups with the proper industry as well as the vertical that they are into. So, meaning to say,
Mm,
Evodine matches and purchase the provides the expert on each vertical that the startups would have. Let me expound on that further. Sometimes, me coming from the incubator would have challenges on getting proper speakers as well as mentors, expert mentors, no, in specific verticals. So, because incubators stand as a one-stop shop for the startups, and there are
mm.
limitations for them to reach all of those experts in the network. So that's the value add of Evodine.
Good. So, Jace, I'd like to talk about your experience as well. I know you also mentor startups on your own, right? And I guess the first question would be, What's a misconception that people often have about startups?
Of startups is that usually people are still confused between MSME and a startup.
Hmm,
What are the differences between an MSME and this buzzword startup? Startups are investable and scalable enterprises, whilst MSMEs or even MSMEs or micro, small, medium enterprises are focused on their location, focused on their product, and existing profitability. While startups are focused on customer discovery and understanding their customer problem, creating a solution for that problem, that that problem is not only experienced by people in their locality, but are experienced also um, nationwide, or it could be worldwide. And these problems can be solved by technology, and this solution is willing to be paid by people worldwide who will be availing this technology or these services. So,
good
good
distinction.
example or use case of this one
Hmm.
could be the problem on taxi riding. And what's the technology that came up? It's Uber and Grab. Now, what's the technology? It's an app, it's the internet, and the problem that we're solving there is actually hindi na tayo nadudugasan. Alam natin kung saan dadaan yung taxi. And at the same time, the efficiency and comfort of just waiting for our taxis at our doorstep. So yun ang startup. While focus ang MSMEs, yung mga brick and mortar stores na nakafocus lang dun sa kanilang location and local customers.
Thank you, Jace. Good distinction. So, what are some of the common pitfalls for someone who, start a business or startup, and how can some of these pitfalls be avoided? Maybe if you can name three, that would be very helpful.
So sabi nila Mac, ang major fall ng startups are funding. But I would disagree with that. I think first, why do they fail? Startups fail because of their team. They don't have the proper team to work with. Some teams are all geeks, meaning to say they are all engineers or all scientists, and they create their products and focus on the features, and they forgot the business side, and they are not able to translate the science and technology into business. The other
Mhm.
extreme side is all business people with great ideas and know how to do the business, but the problem is they don't have a product and they don't know how to build a product. Then the problem also is that them mixing. So that's one. Um, pe- People oftentimes would invest on the project, but actually they should take a look at the team composing the team. One tip: if the team does not listen, forget about them. They are doomed to fail. Second, that they fail. Why do they fail? Is that they fail to validate their customers. Is there really a need for the problem solution fit? Are they able to validate and invalidate their assumptions? Is there really a need by customers? And how is this need being answered currently by their customers? And how will they improve? One, the experience; two, the efficiency; and three, the economic impact of the solution. And thirdly, why startups fail? They are not able to scale. So they may be able to close one sales cycle, two sales cycle, 10 sales cycle, but they fail to continuously grow and create the virality and duplicity of the profitability of their customers that they are working, and they are not able to expand the business and sustain the business in a proper momentum.
So yeah, those are great distinctions, and yun nga, at the end of the day, I think again it boils down to the capability, to the know-how, and the readiness of the team. Okay, whether it's about validating their venture, I like how you created those distinctions step by step, diba? And you validate their problem and solution fit, the market and price fit. But it's not enough that out of that you're able to create your first MVP. Now you have to grow at scale. And sometimes, right, the team may be very good in ideation. The problem is that they may not be the right fit for growth and scale. So I think this is where Evodine comes in to provide that kind of matching and support, being a company builder to handhold the startup so that later on, or actually as fast as possible, they can be independent and they can grow moving forward. Thank you, Jace. So we've been talking about technology as well, Jay. So what's your forecast? What is the impact of technology over the next decade or so, or even starting with this decade?
Well, technology is revolutionizing everything. Just like the wallets that we have, it
Mm.
enables us to collect our collectibles instantly, and it's not difficult to request for payment anymore, not just like before. We get a liaison officer, manong puntahan mo si ganto, you need to get the check and process it, go to the bank, and all of the sudden emergencies may happen along the way. But right now, all we have to do is to forward all our collectibles, and then they can transfer through wallets or bank to bank or whatsoever that we use, or we even use QR code, for instance. And I think that's where the exponential growth is coming on the payments, because people has the capacity to pay easily, then they have now the capacity to buy easier, and then the logistics are also coping up with the requirements of this e-commerce that's happening. Then those are the technologies coming up. And of course, all organic, in terms of like the natural products, the organic power makers already, and removing all the chemicals that has side effect is there as well. And the natural products that we are able to get from the sea and from the plants are also there to add us up, powered by the e-commerce. Then I think that's the future. Also, for investments, we're just like back to year 97, wherein investments are into the technology and the power of AI, machine learning, blockchain is there, specific use cases for each industry, application, each vertical. For example, blockchain for banking, blockchain for logistics, blockchain for hospital records, blockchain for health, and machine learning of like fast speeding the efficiency of our service providers, medical doctors, engineers, or whatsoever. Everything is there. So I think this is really exciting times. Somehow the plateau has ended, and like the tech winter is starting to melt down, and investments are really into this technologies.
The author of Exponential Organizations talks about 20, I think he was referring to Charles Schwab as well. And he talks about 20 Gutenberg moments. And you know that the Gutenbergs, they've invented the printing press, right? So, team, everybody is watching. Imagine the time na wala pang printing press. All of those books have to be written and rewritten manually, di ba? That they would have this, yeah, manually by hand kasi nga
Right.
wala pang printing press. And the Gutenbergs invented the printing press. So after that, suddenly they can duplicate, they can print more, and they can disseminate information much faster. So that's why, in reference to that, we're talking about 20 Gutenberg moments in technology that's happening within this decade. So anong kasama nun? We've seen the improvements of 3D printing, for example. We are now experiencing the power of AI. You have Web3 as well, as companies are transitioning towards that. I think these are things that this is also referring to. And again, there are about 20 of those moments that's going to happen within this decade. So that's why I'm just very excited. It's a great time to be alive. It's a great time to be able to contribute to this ecosystem. Jace, Jace,
Jace.
thank you for your insights, bro. Just one more question. What's your prognosis of the future of the Philippine startup ecosystem, and probably what's your final message?
Well, thank you very much, Mac. And for allowing me to grace this opportunity and also be here with you. The future is really bright with clear directives, active government support, and provision for collaboration, like what Evodine and Exoasia are providing. We're setting the stage for a vibrant, innovative startup scene. We're really excited to work with each TBI, with each government agency, as well as with promising startups that are looking for their funding and investments. We can help you search your next round.
Thank you, Jhaze, for this very insightful dive. And cheers to Filipino innovation. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here, and thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for joining us live here. Again, go ahead, type your comments there in the comments box. Reach out to us if there are some questions that you want answered or some topics that you'd like us to talk about. Then feel free to do so. Once again, I'm Mack Comandante, and our guest for today on Xchange is Jhaze Asuncion. Maraming salamat and hope to soon in our upcoming streams. Bye now and take care, everyone.